Hello, this is Brian Purdy with the Florida Aviation Network. Today, we're going to meet with Nicole Battjes from many different things. She's the co-founder or founder and CEO of Rainbow Helicopters in Honolulu. She's also one of NBAA's top 40 under 40 and the new chair, Helicopter Association International. So we've got a lot of things to talk about. The first thing we're going to talk about is her work with the Maui recovery effort using the helicopter she has up at Honolulu. Good afternoon, Nicole. How are you doing today?
Good afternoon. Really well. Thank you, Brian. Thank you so much for having me. And aloha, as we say in
Yes.
Hawaii.
Yes. Well, let's just drop right in. Tell us about the recovery effort you were working on. I'm sure that takes up a lot of time, but it's all well worth it. Like everything that takes up time is well worth it.
It sure is. Yeah. Well, as many of the viewers have probably seen and heard, uh, Lahaina, Maui was, hit with devastating wildfires in early August of this year, 2023. And it really hit the entire, island chain hard because, in Hawaii, we're really consider each other family. And so, when these fires hit, my team, responded and, mobilized in order to try to respond to the needs that we were hearing over for the victims of the fire over on Maui. So what we did is, basically we launched a full supply relief effort, and we heavily focused on moms and babies, or keiki, as we say in Hawaii. And we were able to continuously deliver, supplies to those in need during the time of the fires.
And I'm guessing that did have some impact on your normal day-to-day commercial activities, but I'm sure there was enough support from those potential customers that said, yeah, go do that. We'll do ours a little bit later.
Yeah, we did. We did. I mean, we have a fleet of 8 helicopters here. So, we were able to continue our operations, although we did allocate assets to the Maui Relief. And what was really beautiful about the whole effort was, my entire staff, volunteered, they jumped in, and people were coming in on their days off and really responding to the entire effort. So, it was, let's just say, double time for us. We did fly in replacement of, our tour schedule on some of the helicopters, but we also did have some operations running at the same time. So that's what was inspiring is that, people were working and then rotating shifts on, okay, are we part of the recovery relief efforts, or are we running the regular operation? And what was important also about running the regular operation is that you also have, maintenance and things that need to be done. And, one helicopter here supports the other helicopter being able to do this or that. So it was pretty incredible.
Great. Well, it sounds like it's been a success. How long do you expect it to continue to be needed?
Well, yeah, it's been a big success. And so we have really started to taper off. We just did our last breast milk donation just last week, and we brought 1,000 ounces of breast milk over to Maui, actually. And so now we've shifted into, we're going to be sponsoring some of the families from the victims from the fire for the holidays. So, and I mean, I'm happy to tell you a little bit more about, overall, what we've done in this 2-month period, how much we've done, because we basically raised quite a bit of funding, and we've been able to continue to do that into the holidays with some of that we have left on sponsoring the families.
Okay, great. As far as I'm concerned, we can talk about anything that you want to talk about. So.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Yeah, no, so we did, it was pretty incredible, like I said. So we did actually 13 flights so far, and those flights included over 5,500 pounds of supplies that we took to Maui, and that included 225 containers of baby formula, 175 boxes of diapers, 175 boxes of wipes, and 2,500 ounces of breast milk, certified breast milk, actually. So it was pretty incredible. And so those flights have all been, like I said, throughout this period. And we've done other things, not just supplies for moms and babies, but we also did, we actually became like a full distribution center. In the beginning, the first few weeks, it was very busy, and we accepted donations from the community into our hangar. And so we brought everything from pet supplies to, items for the, what we call kupuna, which is elderly. And we brought all of that in addition to the other supplies. So it's been an incredible effort. And, the heavy amount of flights were in the first couple of weeks. And then we were kind of flying over weekly as things started to get more organized and they were able to get federal support in. But, in the immediate aftermath, it was incredible because we were able to bring supplies right into Kapalua, which was important because that's right where Lahaina is, and the roads were closed. Yeah. So that was pretty incredible.
Yeah. So I'm guessing the Airbus aircraft was the main workhorse with the better capabilities.
It was, yeah. We, you can see it in my background here. We flipped up the seats in the back, and it became a full cargo operation. And so it was incredible what we could fit. I mean, we were piling it to the top, and my staff, we learned like how many pounds a diaper box weighs and different sizes of diapers and how much they weigh, like on an average of 18 pounds. I'll let you know that. And then same with the wipes and the formula, and then we were putting it all in the storage. I mean, it was pretty incredible. So yeah, we used the A-Star to really fill it to the brim. And then we used the R-44s also for a couple of very specified flights. We had some breast milk, and also one day we filled up one R-44 just full of formula. That was pretty cool. So we definitely, used the space as best we could between the two airframes.
Now, I know this actually happened well after your, selection as part of the top 40 out of under 40 for NBAA, but I'm sure that's just the same type of thing that gained you that respect from the association to put you in that league. Tell us a little bit more about what they use as selection criteria for the top 40 under 40.
Thank you. That's a very nice compliment. And so there's a nomination process, and so they are looking for applicants that are succeeding in business aviation in various ways. And I think looking for mostly a holistic, package of applicants. Forgive me, I didn't see the whole nomination. But basically, I met a lot of really other wonderful, recipients. And what I could tell from the other people that I met is that, they really were involved in, various aspects of success, meaning they were leading, and they, had good relationships, and they were producing. And of course, most people were involved in some sort of philanthropic or service type of mission in what they were doing. And so that's very cool. And that's the way I see things is, this type of mission for Lahaina. Of course, we did it just out of response,
Yeah.
For our island, family. But the way I view something like this is part of being success is, being able to give back to the community you operate in.
Yeah.
And that was really important for me. So
Yes. Well, I feel sorry for the people that think of success only in material gain as opposed to being useful and helpful to others.
yeah, it's incredible. I mean, it's really incredible. And I think the Lahaina efforts it was really important to me, focusing on the women particularly because, it was such an opportunity to use, my quote unquote success or successful company to do something that I really directly care about, which is other moms. Yeah. And so I just feel like if you're going to look for, a definition of success or whatever you want to call it, or, motivation or passion, to feel good about what you're doing. This was one of those that really was an opportunity for me, to do that because, often helicopters are used for really important life-saving missions and things like that. And while, that is incredible, often, in the tour and charter business, we're not really trained for that. It really can't help in that way. So when there was this real need for these immediate supplies for us, that felt so successful to be able to use our helicopters to help in a way that felt really meaningful.
And you never know, it might open a door for future on-demand cargo for quick reactions.
Absolutely. I mean, especially in the island.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked a lot about that, especially in the island environment. There's so many tour helicopters out here. It's like, wow, in a disaster, there's all these assets available and, how can they be used?
Yep. Well, I commend you on your philanthropic endeavors and everything. For the Helicopter Association International, I am seeing hints about a rebranding. Is that potentially to bring in more of the electric VTOL aircraft, or do you have only a hint that you want to give out yet?
Well, you've asked the right person. I have been the chair of the Strategic Planning and Rebranding Committee on the board of directors for HAI for 3 years. And so this has been we'll call it my little baby. This has been an opportunity to work with the association on a really important milestone, I'm going to call it, or time in history, which is this expansion of vertical lift. Yeah. And so there is going to be a full rebrand of Helicopter Association International announced on Monday night at the welcome reception of HAI in Anaheim, California this year. And that'll be in February. Okay. And so we've got a big event planned. And the rebrand, we are going to be renaming the association. We have a new logo and new colors. And we also have a rebrand of the entire show and show name. And so, yes, that is to include everything vertical. And so it's very exciting for us. We feel like a long time coming, but at the same time, it's really the perfect time because the advanced air mobility, sector is just starting to get out there and really be visible, and people are just starting to see it's a reality. And so basically, those members are our members, and we are opening up our doors so that we can be, because we are the voice of, everything vertical when it comes to building of infrastructure to, you know, regulatory infrastructure as well. And we want, you know, we are at the forefront of that, and we're going to be including all the vehicles that are, you know, facing all those challenges in the future.
Okay. That tells me maybe you should have been at the Regional Air Cargo Carrier Association. I met a guy from Massachusetts that's trying to help do that for Massachusetts. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, so there are many separate small organizations that seem to be having the right idea. It's like anything. They once told me about the Civil Air Patrol. The biggest secret about Civil Air Patrol is Civil Air Patrol. So, you know, getting everybody able to talk, you never know, hey, I already did this. Here's the best way to go. And we can make things go even faster. So that would be great. Maybe I can even see about covering the event in February for the Florida Aviation Network. So,
oh, we'd love to have you there.
Okay,
It's going to be very exciting. And like you said, yeah, there's lots of different small, you know,
yeah.
small groups, you know, out there. And we know, you know, we feel like we're the experts in vertical lift, and we're the experts in, you know, low level flight. And it's exciting to be embracing all of our new members in that area.
Yeah, that's great. One of the things I've noticed across many of the meetings I've gone to are pilot shortages. How is that affecting you guys?
Well, let me start out by saying that, you know, Hawaii is sort of its own unique place for many reasons. I know you're in Hawaii right now,
Yeah.
so there's lots of good reasons for that. When it comes to, you know, the workforce in Hawaii, you really have to first consider moving to Hawaii. And so that is actually sort of above all else when it comes to any type of job, pilots, mechanics, even the FAA. You know, it's all about, you know, do people want to live in Hawaii? And those that do, love it and want to be here and want to be here long term. A lot of people just come here for sort of seasons of their lives, a couple of years or whatever. And so the only reason I say that is to sort of caveat my answer, meaning like if I lived in California, I might say something different.
Yeah.
But, you know, so keeping the fact that, you know, there's sort of that factor that stands out above first. The second thing I would say is we are actually doing pretty well at my company individually with recruiting pilots. But we're also, you know, recruiting sort of a very specific, you know, pilot that kind of comes up, you know, in our program. So we're doing well. That being said, you know, the length of stay in Hawaii varies. And so that's sort of what I want to say. So in that way, it sort of always feels like we're dealing with a pilot shortage.
Okay.
But as far as like people that come here, work and fly and are successful, we're not doing too bad in the tour. We've got 8 aircraft. We have 6 R-44s and 2 A-Stars. And so we do bring pilots in on the R-44s, you know, between 500 and 1,500 hours, meeting like the Part 135 minimums, because we operate everything under Part 135. And then once they fly with us there, then they usually get promoted to the A-Star from within. And, you know, that's like a really good program. Okay. So we're able to sort of get a niche of the market that wants to come in and fly and potentially get a turbine transition. Now, this isn't everyone, but this is sort of like the majority of our larger program. But here's what I did want to say. Maintenance is another story.
Yeah. Oh. That
is harder than pilots. You know, the maintenance shortage is a challenge. And and now go back to what I was talking about living in Hawaii. again, you have some people that come out here, they love it, they want to stay. And those people, it's amazing. And they stay for a long time. And then, to get the expertise we need without necessarily having to train somebody in-house in maintenance is a heavy, heavy lift for Hawaii. And so that's where it sort of compounds the issue, is living far away from the mainland.
Yeah, you can have tons of pilots, tons of customers, but the aircraft's not ready. So,
right, exactly.
well, hopefully, especially with the R-44s being, Torrance being Robinson's headquarters, they can help out producing more maintenance people.
For sure. And the good news is we have an incredible crew. Actually, my director of maintenance, Mike Ivan, received the Salute to Excellence Maintenance Technician of the Year award last year by HAI. So I feel like if anybody's got the right sauce for attracting great people, we've got it. But it's still a challenge worldwide, and it's something we're working on at HAI with our workforce development working group. So it's a challenge.
Okay. Well, sometimes all of life is the challenges. It's how we deal with them. So, and it sounds like you're dealing well. So congratulations on that. I think I've run out of questions, but I want to open it up to you. If you want to make a pitch for anything, whether it's the relief, just visiting Hawaii, encouraging others to get into aviation in some form or fashion, go for it.
Well, thanks. Well, I think the biggest thing is just expressing how incredible my team has been this year in so many ways. Rainbow Helicopters had a really great year, and, I've got different people contributing to HAI in different levels. And we also have, everybody that is not only pitched in for the Lahaina efforts, but continuing to do community service. We just finished our food drive for October, and now we've got a toy drive going for the holidays. And it's just incredible. And I'm continually impressed by, the team here at Rainbow Helicopters. And so I guess what I want to say is, I'm always so appreciative of, being asked to be here and all of those things like that. But I always want to say, I wouldn't be here without my incredible team and a really incredible support at home. Mm-hmm. So I get to be the face, but there's a lot of really beautiful faces behind the scenes. So,
and I can only imagine how do you even find time with 2 kids to take care of it all? So
I know it's a big deal. We're waiting for my 2-year-old to be ready to start driving golf carts and cleaning helicopters, but we're not quite there yet.
Well, as soon as he can reach the bottom step,
that's sort of my thought.
Yeah, sounds great. Well, Nicole, it has been a true pleasure talking with you. Hopefully would have been able to do it in person, but Zoom is becoming a useful tool. So thank you very much. I look forward to maybe even meeting you at HAI or whatever it's going to be called in February, and we'll go from there.
Well, thank you so much, Brian. I really appreciate it. And aloha.
Aloha. Great.